Alright, so we're going to do something a little different today. I'm going to travel up north and visit with a friend of mine, Alan Davis. He puts on the Texoma F100 Roundup every year in May. We're going to check out his shop, check out some of the builds he's got going on, and then hopefully talk to him about the car show coming up. So ride along with us. Alan, sell me this car.
That car? No, if I sold that car, I'd probably have to get a divorce from my wife and my son who disowned me.
That sounds like a lot of you problems. I don't know.
This
is pretty sick.
Yeah. You like that?
I do. So who built this chassis?
A fellow by the name of Tim Roper, Comet Fab. He built that thing from the ground up. And it incorporates all the components, all the control arms and upper and lower, basically spindles, the brake system, everything off of a Crown Vic, an 03 to 11 Crown Victoria. But the way the frame is designed, it's actually narrow. It narrows the track width down, so you wind up using a Lincoln Mark 8 rack and pinion steering.
Okay, so this is the same. These are the components from a Crown Vic, but that's obviously not a Crown Vic crossmember. So this is the same stuff that unbolts off the aluminum crossmember that people unbolt from the Crown Vic. And
yep, the brake system, believe it or not, is just a real simple. It's the power stop brake kit. You're able to buy the drilled and slotted rotors and their powder coated calipers. So we opted for that. And the rear of the frame uses a rear suspension out of a late model Mustang, an S550 Mustang rear axle assembly.
independent rear, I guess.
Independent rear, yeah. The nice thing about that is I don't have to modify the bed. The floor,
it tucks.
The floor of the bedside.
Right.
Or inside of the bed. Floor, it all bolts underneath the stock bed floor.
Too bad you couldn't find some wide wheels and tires.
I'm still looking. See if we can't find
Looks like
little
freaking Fred Flintstone driving down the road. That's cool, man.
Yeah, that do. It's definitely eye candy for sure.
So it's got an adjustable transmission mount.
Yeah.
Looks like.
Yeah, that cross member, they built that so it can be adjusted for whatever transmission you're running. We intend to run a Gen 1 Coyote motor with the 6R80. Excellent work. The guy's an artist.
Oh yeah.
Talking about the welds, I mean,
right.
It'll just bolt on there and you can slide it wherever it needs to go. On the stock Crown Vic, the lower is where they did all your alignment, and they anchored your lower point to where it's not adjustable. Use these off of like Chevy Tahoes or whatever.
Yeah.
And so this has got a little cam bolt, so you can go in there and twist that, and it'll change your caster and your camber. And
So is this the only option they sell it, or can you get like a straight axle? You just tell them.
no, actually, you can get. They have the setup where you can go in, and the rear would actually have a notch in it to fit a solid rear axle with mounts to put like a 4-bar, 4-link type setup on the rear end with coilovers.
Where are these?
Those are my temporary coilovers.
Oh, okay. To measure length.
Yeah.
So it's just a piece of all-threaded PVC knuckles.
Exactly.
That's pretty smart, Alan.
Yeah, it was a threaded PVC T.
So what year model truck you putting on this?
This will be a 66.
You already have it?
I'm sorry?
You already have it?
Yep.
Where is it?
It's outside. It's out here in the trees.
Let's go to the trees. I want to see it.
It's collecting a little bit of sap.
Not that one. Not this one, apparently.
Here,
Okay.
it's obviously it set out here and collected a little bit of moss and a little patina. But
This thing's straight. Got one little ding there. So you're trying to have
I'm gonna have this thing ready to go to an event May 3rd of this year.
Yeah, we're kind of in a crunch to get there ourselves, but at least I don't have to dig out my truck to get it there. At what level are you trying to get this to? I mean, it's March. I don't know if anybody's told you that. By the time this,
Hey man, nothing like waiting to laugh.
it's going, but it's going as a roller.
Yeah, roller.
Okay, yeah, you could do that in a month.
Yeah.
My guy's just casually got another bump side sitting out there. Like that truck looks like it should be going down the road, Al.
Well, it did go down the road on the trailer when I brought it home. You know, sometimes you just get burnt out on things.
Mhm.
You know, the fun's not there anymore, and when you've got that thing lurking in the back of your mind for 364 days after you just finished the show,
Right.
you know, the show's over on Saturday afternoon. Sunday rolls around. The last thing I want to think about is getting started for the next year, but that's really about the time it's supposed to start. So it's real easy to just kind of feel doom and gloom. It's like, oh man, is this really what I want to do? And it's not like, you know, I'm sitting over here winning the lottery and getting wealthy off of any of this, but it's when, you know, probably one of the things that meant a lot to me is I remember one year we had it down at the park and you brought your dad
Yeah.
down there.
Right.
And to see him lit up, you know, he was pretty happy.
All right, dude. I didn't do this for you to make me start crying. Quit.
he seemed to be having himself a good time. And I think it was about 2 or 3 days later, you had texted me and you said, you know, you thanked me for putting the show on. Right. Because it was really, it meant a lot to you and your dad. You know, it was that point, or comments like that makes me think there are people out here who appreciate what we're doing.
100%.
You know, and just because I'm getting a little bit feeling overwhelmed or burnout, I need to keep this going for the other people.
Right. I mean, I'm there. I'm not counting while I'm there. What's an average turnout for the show these days?
As far as participants, we this past year we had 250 vehicles registered for the event.
Okay. And
so
this year to be back at the park where it
started? Yes. So
Leonard Park?
Yep.
Is it still Leonard Park?
It is still Leonard
Jerry
Park.
the elephant still there in the zoo?
You know what? I think it's probably Jerry number 3.
Right.
Who in their right mind in the car business or the car show business doesn't like sitting under shade trees instead of sitting on a hot sidewalk?
Right.
So,
in May.
In May. Yeah, exactly. So.
All right. So we talked about where it's at, when it's at. Time. What time does it start?
We start at 8 a.m. The gates open. And at that point, those folks who haven't pre-registered can come in and register. Judging, we'll start judging roughly 10 a.m. and hopefully all that will be wrapped up and we can start doing awards around 3 o'clock that afternoon.
Okay, so if you're gonna enter the show and you want to be judged, you need to be there and parked by 9:30.
Yep.
And the gates open when? At 8?
8
So you got an hour and a half, 2 at the most.
Yep.
Window to get in and get set up.
Yep.
In the event it rains, will it still be at Leonard Park? Because it's all grass.
As of right now, if it gets to the point where it's too wet to have it in its design location, we will be back at Farmers Market where it has been for the last 2 or 3 years.
What else?
I don't know. What do you got going on?
What's the story on the blue truck?
The blue truck, I started that build back in, I'm going to say probably 1997, 98 maybe. It's been with me ever since. I've got every bit of a good 20 to 25 years of build time in that truck.
So it's tubbed.
It is tubbed. It's got a ladder bar and coilover set up on the rear. The twin I-beam front suspension,
Okay, yeah,
but
it
it is drop beam. So that was for simplistic purposes.
Thanks for letting me pick up your Saturday.
But of course,
I'm sure I'll pick out something before I leave. I seem to always drag something home.
Take something to the house with you.
Yeah.